This is the First Congregational United Church of Christ in Alpena, Michigan. We are still closed for public worship. We're closed for meetings and classes, and will be until the second week of June. However, I will start to present a Zoom class in this setting. You will see the lecture and the conversation on the screen. I will be alongside, and you can be logged in to be on our Zoom class Monday mornings at 10 o'clock. The topic will be Talking About God. If you'd like to be on that series with us, starting next Monday, June 1st, you can email in to officeuccalp@gmail.com. That's officeuccalp@gmail.com. And then tell us you'd like to be in the class called Talking About God. We'll be interviewing a few people like the late, great Marcus Borg, retired Bishop John Shelby Spong, New Testament professor Amy Jill Levine, and others, as we ask, what is your experience of God? And the next week, how do you talk about God? And the next week, who are you to God? Where is God in your life? What is God doing? Whose side is God on? And how can believers live together? If those topics interest you and you want to spend a half an hour, 40 minutes on Monday morning at 10 o'clock, be sure to contact officeuccalp@gmail.com and say you want to be in the class. Today, as you see, I have a butterfly lesson to share with you. But first, these words from Cameron Trimble, who is the convener of the Convergence Group, an online progressive Christian leadership team. And I bring these words and this concern because people are pushing to open the churches, pushing to get started having worship services. And regardless of the fact that we may not have the proper setup or a concern for the health of our parishioners, those much older members in our congregation certainly want to come back to church and be with their friends. How do we do that? Keeping physical distances and wearing masks and all the other requirements. So our church is taking it very slowly here, but we do invite you to join us for some Zoom activities. So as thinking about why we don't want to prematurely open, I have two things to share. First, from Cameron Trimble. The amazing part of the transformation from the caterpillar to the butterfly is that you have this middle space, this chrysalis, the cocooning season, where your body literally becomes mush. You disintegrate. You lose shape. You lose everything that defined you as a caterpillar. You become goo. In meaningful ways, you die to what you were. But here is the miracle. Inside that deathly mush are imaginal cells. These cells hold the vision of a future within them. When all seems lost and nothing that was known can be known as it was, the imaginal cells give us the vision for moving forward. They know that with the right conditions and a little time, a butterfly waits to be born. Well, if you're like me, we're sort of mush right now. We're messy, fragile, unprotected and insecure, unrecognizable, disoriented, developing, transforming beings. We are in that space between what was and what can be. Our becoming something better on the other side of this pandemic is not guaranteed, but with the right conditions, with the awakening of people to the beauty of our planet and the intimacy of our connection to everyone and to everything, we have the chance to become something new. And Cameron Trimble says this: if ever there was a moment for you to become who God has dreamed you to be, it's now. Don't miss the chance. Everything is being made new, especially you. So with those thoughts in mind, I now invite you to hear a butterfly's lesson. One day, a small opening appeared in a cocoon, and a man sat and watched for the butterfly for several hours as it struggled to force its body through that little hole. And then it seemed to stop making any progress. It appeared as if it had gotten as far as it could, and it could not go any farther. So the man decided to help the butterfly. He took a pair of scissors and opened the cocoon. Oh, the butterfly then emerged easily, but it had a withered body. It was tiny and shriveled wings. The man continued to watch because he expected that at any moment the wings would open, enlarge, and expand to be able to support the butterfly's body and become firm. Neither happened. In fact, the butterfly spent the rest of its life crawling around with a withered body and shriveled wings. It was never able to fly. What the man in his kindness and his goodwill did not understand was that the restricting cocoon and the struggle required for the butterfly to get through the tiny opening were nature's way of forcing fluid from the body of the butterfly into its wings so that it would be ready for flight once it achieved its freedom from the cocoon. Sometimes struggles are exactly what we need in our life. If we were allowed to go through our life without any obstacles, it would cripple us. We would not be as strong as we could have been, never been able to fly. I asked for strength and I was given difficulties to make me strong. I asked for wisdom and I was given problems to solve. I asked for prosperity and I was given a brain and brawn to work. I asked for courage, and I was given obstacles to overcome. I asked for love, and I was given troubled people to help. I asked for favors, and I was given opportunities. I received nothing I wanted, but I received everything I needed. Live life without fear. Confront all obstacles and know that you can overcome them. So I invite you now to pray with me the prayer that Cameron Trimble provides for us. May we who are inconvenienced remember those whose lives are at stake. May we who have no risk factors remember those who are most vulnerable. May we who have the luxury of working from home respect and support those who must choose between preserving their health or paying their rent. May we who have the flexibility to care for our children when their schools are closed remember those who have no options. May we who have had to cancel our trips remember those who have no place to go. May we who are losing our investments remember those who have no home. No savings. During this time, when we cannot physically wrap our arms around each other, let's find ways to be the loving embrace of God-given humanity to our neighbors. Be aware. Be safe. Be accepting. Be supportive. Be kind. And be well till we meet again. Amen.